Hail to lovers of occult, I'm Thea. The 6-meter scroll is being completed. 116 people for the magic of gold and armor, and 116 people for the magic of twin demon. A magic square with 13,456 numbers, and I see these fake masters who are unable to calculate 16 numbers in 4 multiplied by 4 magic squares. The names of some of my friends are only written in the gold and armor column of this magic square, that it will be a year full of money for them. A lot of money. The names of some others have been in the twin demon column of this magic square. For them, it will be a year when they will get everyone's approval, and twin demon makes all the issues easy for them behind the scenes. But until now, there were only 10 people whose names appeared in both lottery, and their names are in both columns. These are my real heirs this year, and the results of occult, and there are a few names left that I'll write until April 20th and close the scroll. I hope whoever's destiny is, I'll write name. Let's talk about summoning fairies. Many inexperienced people summon fairies for sex. That the masters know that fairies are the greatest teachers of potions. 10 years ago, I had a student in Dubai who was stuck in a magic circle, drawn with salt. He telepathed with me for 3 hours until I finally reached him. In those years, wherever I went with 4 of my trusted demons. He had summoned a fairy named Gamora, a tall woman riding a camel. Believe me, the first moment I saw her, if I was 20 years old, I would have proposed to her right away. I was being charmed by her. If you don't want to be captive and in love with a fairy for a lifetime, close your ears, and there is no need for such nonsense as fake masters say to melt wax in your ear. Wet a tissue paper, an ordinary tissue paper, and put more in your ear so that you don't hear any other sound. The most important thing is that you don't hear the voice of the fairy. If you look into her eyes and hear her voice, it's over. It's too late. Later, my student told me that it's as if you put a syringe in front of a heroin addict and he struggles with himself for 3 hours, whether to inject or not. My student was like this in 3 hours, who was sitting in the magic circle until I arrived. Every moment he wanted to undo the magic circle and have sex with fairy. He controlled himself not to do that for 3 hours. In short, when we entered the building, fairy started to run away, and my demons caught her. My student did not have enough spiritual strength to be able to ask your question to fairy. Looking for the recipe of an experienced success potion. One of the most important parts in a teaching of occult is the potions, whose main ingredients are herbs or magic plants. The problem always when summoning fairies is that they don't speak. We brought special incense, sar, and tortured her for an hour. I hate torturing transcendental beings, but she was stubborn. Finally, I told her one sentence to finish the argument with her. I said, let them take you, or do you give the herbs? Believe it, my demons didn't show mercy to her camel either. She reached inside her beautiful robe and took out 4 interesting fruits. The first one was a red banana. Then there was a strange fruit with 2 horns, which we later found out was called water caltrop, which is also called a bat egg. The next fruit was a red mushroom, and the next fruit was a yellow finger lemon called Buddha's hand. Believe me, not only me and my student, even my demons were eager to know what the potion of success that is going to be made is. The equipment was not perfect. My student had a pot, but he didn't have an antler to stir. We had to go back to my house, and we finished the operation there. We drank the potion together before dawn. I can definitely say that the happiest hours of my life were in the alchemy of this operation. I knew that the psilocin that was in the mushroom, the potassium that was in a caltrop, and diluted the blood, that is, Melatonin is supposed to be secreted in the pineal gland. The fruit of Buddha's hand directly affects the hypothalamus of the brain and creates an endorphin cascade, and the red banana, when offered to blood, becomes a flow of serotonin. There are many herbs in nature. Each alone has no effect, because if you don't make a potion, you don't get the ethereal foundation of that fruit. I can only say that after this operation, my brain was rewired. My sorrows were forgotten. It's like all the anxieties of my life have been children's games. In the first few minutes that I drank the potion, I was definitely convinced that this is the most experienced success potion. It is the definitive treatment for depression. As more and more passed, it was as if I had been given a new chance to get rid of the previous injuries in my life. My student now owns a pharmacy. The student who was an accountant since the abyss of complex depression that he had begun to summon fairies. His life path changed, and he studied pharmacy. That night was a new point in your lives. After that, it seemed that anything could be done. You can change. With all this wisdom and understanding, it is possible to return and start again with youthful energy. These days, you all know that I am in an arduous retirement. I spend 9 hours of austerity every day, and almonds are the torment of my life. In order to be able to fulfill my promise to these 116 people until the April 20th, now that I am talking to you, I have made this potion again after 10 years. These days were really hard days, and I needed this strength and energy. I needed this success. It is too much for me to. I want to give the rest of it as a gift to someone, the person who most needs a second chance, a new beginning, the disappearance of all his sorrows, a trip to the psychedelic world, a true lover beyond. But how should I choose her/him? Lottery. Does anyone send messages faster? This method is no longer correct. Many people who deserve to receive the magic of gold and armor. Maybe they saw the videos late. They arrived late, and we could not write their names. I read your comments a lot. I get so much positive energy from these comments that I come back again with all my fatigue. I will tell you a memory, a lesson, a secret from the Book of Secrets. These 3 years, I spent more time for the people of Iran. I was able to save many lives. Many people write in the comments. Many are grateful. They share their stories with us. Now I want to find the most deserving person among these comments who entered the occult. His/her life underwent changes. Fate introduced him/her to my rescue ship, and what effects these teachings had on his/her life. I'll read your story one by one, and I'll choose the most worthy person who is going to drink this potion.